The transformation of ancient Israel into a predominantly Arab and Muslim region by the Middle Ages is a complex historical narrative shaped by political conquests, cultural exchanges, religious shifts, and demographic changes over centuries. Ancient Israel, situated at the crossroads of major civilizations, was influenced by successive empires, migrations, and ideological movements that altered its identity. This process, spanning from antiquity to the medieval period, is a testament to the dynamic and interconnected nature of the region's history. In antiquity, ancient Israel was home to the Israelites, a Semitic people whose identity was closely tied to the land and the monotheistic faith of Judaism. This identity began to solidify during the Iron Age, particularly with the establishment of the kingdoms of Israel and Judah. These early societies were characterized by their adherence to Yahweh, the God of Israel, and a shared cultural and linguistic heritage. Despite their unique identity, the Israelites were never isolated. Their location placed them in contact with powerful neighbors such as Egypt, Mesopotamia, and later, the empires of Assyria and Babylon. The region's strategic location and wealth made it a target for conquest. In 722 BCE, the Assyrian Empire conquered the northern kingdom of Israel, leading to the dispersion of its population. This event, known as the Assyrian exile, marked the first significant disruption in the region's demographic and cultural continuity. In 586 BC, the Babylonian conquest of Judah resulted in the destruction of the first temple in Jerusalem and the exile of many Jews to Babylon. These events, though devastating, did not erase Jewish identity but instead strengthened it through adaptation and the development of texts and traditions that became central to Judaism. The Persian Empire's conquest of Babylon in 539 BC marked a turning point, as the Persian king Cyrus the Great allowed Jewish exiles to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. This period of restoration under Persian rule solidified Jewish religious practices and the centrality of Jerusalem. However, the region's autonomy remained limited, and the population continued to interact with neighboring cultures and faiths. The Hellenistic period, following Alexander the Great's conquest in the 4th century BCE, introduced Greek culture and language to the region. While some Jews embraced aspects of Hellenism, others resisted, leading to tensions that culminated in the Maccabean Revolt and the establishment of the Hasmonean dynasty. This period of independence was brief, as the Roman Empire annexed the region in 63 BCE. Roman rule brought profound changes, including increased infrastructure, economic integration, and a mix of cultural influences. However, the Jews' relationship with Rome was fraught with conflict, leading to revolts such as the Great Jewish Revolt, 66-73 C, and the Bar Kokhba Revolt, 132-135 C. The suppression of these uprisings resulted in widespread destruction, the loss of Jewish autonomy, and the dispersal of Jewish populations across the Roman Empire. The renaming of Judea to Palestine by Emperor Hadrian symbolized the diminishing association of the land with its Jewish roots. In the centuries following the Jewish revolts, Christianity began to rise within the Roman Empire. By the 4th century CC, Christianity had become the dominant religion of the empire, and the region, now part of Byzantine Palestine, became a center of Christian pilgrimage and ecclesiastical activity. Churches and monasteries were built, and the Jewish population faced restrictions and periods of persecution. Although Jews remained in the region, they became a minority amid a predominantly Christian population. The Islamic conquests of the 7th century marked the beginning of a transformative era for the region. In 638 C, the Rashidun Caliphate, under Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, captured Jerusalem from the Byzantine Empire. This conquest was part of a broader expansion of Arab Muslim forces across the Middle East and North Africa. The arrival of Islam introduced a new religious and cultural framework that would reshape the identity of ancient Israel. Under Islamic rule, the region became known as Jun Palestine, one of the administrative divisions of the early caliphates. The Muslim rulers generally practiced religious tolerance, allowing Jews and Christians to live as dhimmis, or protected peoples, in exchange for a tax. This policy encouraged coexistence and facilitated the integration of Arab Muslim culture into the region. Over time, Arabic became the dominant language, replacing Aramaic, Greek, and other local tongues. The construction of the Dome of the Rock in 691 C by the Umayyad Caliph Abd al-Malik signified Jerusalem's growing importance in Islamic tradition. The site, associated with the Prophet Muhammad's night journey and ascension, became a focal point of Muslim pilgrimage and devotion. The establishment of Islamic institutions, coupled with the influx of Arab settlers, gradually altered the region's demographic and cultural landscape. During the Abbasid period, 750-1258 C, the region remained an integral part of the Islamic world. The Caliphate's emphasis on intellectual and cultural development influenced local society. Urban centers such as Jerusalem, Ramla, and Gaza thrived as hubs of trade and scholarship. Islamic law and governance further consolidated the Arab and Muslim character of the region. The Crusades, beginning in the late 11th century, temporarily disrupted Islamic control as European Christian forces established the Kingdom of Jerusalem and other Crusader states. During this period, Jews, Muslims, and Eastern Christians faced persecution and displacement. However, Islamic forces, led by figures like Saladin, ultimately reclaimed the region in the 12th century, restoring its Arab-Muslim identity. By the Middle Ages, the transformation of ancient Israel into an Arab and Muslim region was complete. This process was not the result of a single event, but rather a series of gradual shifts driven by political, religious, and cultural forces. The integration of the region into the Islamic world brought new traditions, languages, and ideas, while also preserving elements of its diverse historical heritage. The legacy of this transformation is still visible today, as the region remains a mosaic of cultures, religions, and histories. Understanding how ancient Israel became Arab and Muslim by the Middle Ages offers valuable insights into the dynamics of cultural change and the enduring significance of this historic land.